A product reaches the checkout with two different barcodes printed on the same package. The scanner can see both, but it must identify the product only once, charge you only once, and make exactly one beep. That tiny problem is part of the biggest change to retail barcodes in half a century. And despite what some headlines suggest, the old barcode is not scheduled to die in 2027. The real story is more interesting. How do you upgrade a system used across global commerce without breaking the checkout? To understand the upgrade, start with what the familiar barcode actually does. It does not contain the price. It does not know how many products are left on the shelf. And in most retail uses, it does not identify the individual package in your hand. The pattern represents an identification number. A scanner reads the contrast between the dark bars and light spaces, converts that pattern into a number, and sends it to the retailer's computer. The computer then looks up the product record and returns the description and price. The barcode is therefore less like a tiny database and more like a globally understood name tag. That simple bargain made it fast, reliable, and extremely difficult to replace. In the early 1970s, the grocery industry wanted a universal way to identify products automatically. Several competing symbols were considered, including a circular bullseye design. In 1973, the industry selected the rectangular system that evolved into the familiar universal product code. On June 26, 1974, one of the first supermarket installations went live in Ohio. The first product scanned was a pack of Wrigley's chewing gum. The laser reflected from the printed symbol into a detector. A computerized register matched the number to a product record. One small beep demonstrated something enormous. Manufacturers, retailers, scanner companies, and databases could all speak the same identification language. That agreement mattered more than the shape of the bars. For decades, the linear barcode did its main job remarkably well: identify a type of product quickly at the point of sale. But modern retail now wants more than a product identity. A store may need the expiration date of this package. A manufacturer may need its batch or lot number. A recall may apply to one production run rather than every item with the same product number. A consumer may want ingredients, allergen details, recycling instructions, certification data, or a direct link to information maintained by the brand. The old linear retail barcode usually carries static identification data. It was not designed to place all of this changing, package-specific information inside one compact symbol. The system succeeded so completely that its limitations became visible only after the world asked it to do a different job. This is where two-dimensional barcodes enter the story. Instead of arranging information along one line, a 2D symbol uses a grid. That makes it possible to encode more information in a compact area. The retail transition includes formats such as GS1 data matrix and QR codes using GS1 digital link. The terminology matters. Not every QR code on a package is automatically a checkout barcode, and QR code is not simply another name for the entire system. With GS1 standards, a 2D symbol can identify the product and may also include or connect to details such as a batch number, serial number, production date, expiration date, measured weight, or web-based product information. The same physical package can now become an entry point for two audiences. The checkout system can read standardized product data, and a shopper's phone can open information intended for a person. One symbol can connect the physical object to both a supply chain and the web. If 2D barcodes are more capable, why not remove the old symbol immediately? Because global retail does not upgrade in one night. Some checkout scanners already use cameras and may only need software changes. Older systems may require new hardware. Retailers also need their databases and point-of-sale software to understand the new data. Manufacturers cannot assume that every store in every market is ready. So during the transition, a package may carry a familiar linear barcode and a newer 2D symbol at the same time. That creates the problem from the opening. Both symbols may contain the same product identifier. A modern scanner can see both in a fraction of a second. If the system handles them badly, it could create an unintended transaction. GS1's implementation guidance therefore says the system should identify the desired data, process one product identifier, and produce one acknowledgement, one beep. The difficult part is not drawing a square. It is coordinating printers, packaging, scanners, software, retailers, manufacturers, and databases so that the square behaves predictably everywhere. The industry goal, often called Ambition 2027, is widely misunderstood. It is not a universal order to remove every linear barcode at the end of 2027. The initial goal is for retail point-of-sale systems around the world to be capable of reading and processing the product identifier from both existing linear barcodes and supported 2D barcodes by the end of that year. The transition is described as voluntary. GS1 guidance explicitly allows companies to move to a 2D symbol, use both formats, or continue using a linear retail barcode, unless a particular regulation requires something else. So 2027 is better understood as a readiness target, not an execution date for the old barcode. Once the new capability is widely available, the humble checkout scan can become more selective. A system could recognize that a particular package is past its expiration date. A recall could target a specific lot rather than every version of a product. A variable weight item could carry its measured weight and price. A consumer scan could lead to current allergen, sustainability, certification, or recycling information without redesigning the entire package each time the web page changes. None of these benefits appears automatically just because a square is printed on a label. The data still has to be accurate. The link has to be maintained. The printer has to produce a readable symbol. The scanner and software have to know what to do with it. The visible code is only the front door to a much larger agreement. The original barcode changed retail by reducing a product to a number that every participant could understand. Its successor is trying to keep that universal simplicity while connecting the product to far more information. That is why the barcode upgrade may spend years hidden in plain sight, two symbols on the same package, waiting for the rest of the world to catch up. And it reveals the idea behind this channel. The most important parts of modern life are often not inventions, but agreements. Next, we will look at another agreement that reshaped the planet. Why nearly every shipping container fits the same cranes, trucks, trains, and ships.